photographing.
Shouldn't really be filming.
Why is it unlawful?
Well,
Is there a particular reason why you're filming the front of the police station,
Yeah,
sir?
there's a reason for everything that we do, isn't there?
Okay. Is there a reason why you won't explain to us why you're filming
Well,
the front of the
I
police
don't have
station?
to. I don't.
Welcome to Operation Audit, where we shine a light on police misconduct and hold public officials accountable. Today's clip comes from Focus Pocus. One of the UK's boldest and most switched on auditors is front and center today. So head to the description, find their channel link, and give them the support they deserve. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next breakdown. What started as nothing more than standing outside a police station with a camera quickly turned into something far more serious: terrorism accusations. Section 43, stop and search threats, and warnings about public order offenses being thrown into the mix. Through all of it, the auditor held their ground without raising their voice, without losing their cool, and without giving an inch. This one moved fast, so let's get straight into it.
what are you doing?
I'm photographing.
What are you photographing?
Anything I can see.
Anything you can see? What, like?
Like anything I can see.
Shouldn't really be filming.
Why is it unlawful?
Well, we have to be careful who's filming what.
Is it unlawful?
It's not unlawful.
Okay.
But you know,
Hello.
Hi there, you okay?
Good, thank you. Is there a particular reason why you're filming the front of the police station,
Yeah,
sir?
there's a reason for everything that we do, isn't there?
Okay,
Do you want to explain as to why you're doing that?
No, I don't want to actually.
okay. You're not obliged to. Obviously, you'll appreciate that in these
This day and
in
age.
2019, there are people that would want to cause the police harm in both this country and especially in Northern Ireland and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you understand why it is that we're speaking to you, don't you, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you plan on staying long to film the front of the gates?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Do you have an issue that you want to report to us?
No, not at all.
No? Okay. Right. I assume you're filming myself now.
I am. I assume you're filming.
As
me.
I am doing
Okay, good.
yourself, alright.
Can you make sure you don't delete that, please?
It won't be deleted, no, I can, well, it will be kept on record it will be kept archived for a certain amount of time, and then it gets automatically deleted from the system unless it applies to a certain group, whether if it's required for evidence or anything like that. So it won't be kept indefinitely unless I feel it's necessary to do so. Is there a reason why you won't explain to us why you're filming?
Well,
the front of
I
the
don't
police
have
station?
to. I don't
I
feel
realise
like...
that you don't have to, but
Yeah.
is there a reason? Do you have a dislike of the police, or are you just being
No,
awkward?
not at all. No.
Because normal rational people, don't get me wrong, normal rational people usually got an explanation for doing things like this.
Okay. When you've just said I've been awkward, is that because I'm just invoking my right to not explain what I'm doing? I mean, because it's a little bit odd, that, isn't it?
Well, it's not normal behaviour, if you forgive me for having that opinion, for people to film the front of police stations.
Okay.
And then when a polite request is made as to why that is, because there might be a perfectly reasonable explanation, it's not normal for people to be so defensive.
You're causing the infrequency of photographers
Right.
by coming man-handed to somebody who's just taking pictures.
Coming
Mob-handed.
mob-handed.
Yeah.
Right, there's two of us in one car,
Yeah, there's two of
and
us
there's two of us in one van.
Okay.
So we're leaving the police
And
station
we're
at the same
outside
time, obviously
a
it's
police
the same.
station.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
not uncommon to see police officers coming out to a police station. And as I say, I explained my reason for coming to speak to you, why I've taken a particular interest.
Okay.
Because
you think I may be a terrorist.
Well, I don't know. Do
Okay.
I terrorists coming over?
No, but we go on what we do know, don't we? We don't go on what we don't know.
Well, we
Just,
try,
in front of the neck,
yeah,
come back to
as much as possible. But I
Just
won't
get some
know.
backup.
I won't know until I come and speak to you, and that's why we're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd agree that it would be completely amiss of me if I was just to drive on and ignore you.
No,
As
not at all,
you're
because you get
suggesting
quite a
that
lot of police
we
forces
might
that do now.
What you just watched is a textbook example of police phishing, wrapped in a pleasant tone to disguise the pressure underneath. The officers questioned why the camera was out, leaned on vague security concerns, and kept circling back, hoping for a voluntary explanation. The auditor gave them nothing they weren't entitled to, stayed disciplined throughout, and in doing so, peeled back the friendliness to reveal exactly what the interaction really was. Pay close attention to how the framing shifted. What began as casual curiosity from the officers gradually turned into a suggestion that the auditor's behavior was somehow out of the ordinary. That is a deliberate tactic. When someone refuses to be rattled, refuses to over-explain, and chooses their responses carefully, they take the steering wheel away from the officers entirely. The auditor did exactly that, and the dynamic in that conversation shifted the moment it became clear no emotional leverage was available. This is what it looks like when authority tries to dress up perfectly lawful conduct as something worth questioning, and then runs out of road. Calm, measured boundaries are genuinely powerful tools in these situations. Once you understand that filming in public is completely within your rights, vague implications of suspicion carry very little weight. Know the law, stand your ground, and make those in authority earn every step they take. So here's the question. Would you have offered an explanation in that moment, or held the line like he did? And what would give you the confidence to do either?
Well,
So that disparity is a little bit anomalistic, isn't it? I mean, why is that?
I can't speak for other police forces or other police stations.
No, or other police officers, you know, it's,
Yeah,
like my colleague said, you know, he has a particular role at Wigan Police Station.
yeah.
I would always be concerned, it might be innocent, but I would always be concerned if I saw somebody filming from the police station for reasons that my colleagues already explained.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got a genuine terrorism threat and a genuine terrorism threat towards police officers and police stations.
Oh,
And that's why I was speaking to you, sir, no other reason.
I understand. More civilians are killed than police officers.
Pardon me?
More civilians are killed than police officers, aren't they, in terrorist attacks?
Yeah, but
In fact, you're more of a danger to me than a terrorist is. You kill more civilians than the terrorists do in this country,
I mean,
don't you?
that's your opinion and your entitled.
No. That's a stat.
Right, okay.
Well, we're not going to enter into a debate about
Okay.
the number of people killed by police officers across
That's
the
okay.
world. We are not here for that. We're just here to see if you to find out what it is you're doing. I'm quite happy to see that you're obviously not doing anything particularly wrong at the moment, but you've obviously filmed in the front of the police station. I assume you've just got equipment in your rucksack. Would you mind showing me what's inside your rucksack?
Yeah, I would mind, yeah.
Okay, and if I was to explain to you that I might feel that you're here as an act of hostile reconnaissance and tell you that I would search inside your rucksack under the Terrorism Act, would you get upset about that?
Well, I just asked you to explain how you have got from suspicion to reasonable suspicion to the fact that it might be a terrorist. I'd like you to outline all that.
I don't know at the moment.
What are we talking in? Section 43? Are you?
Section 43 is a power of the Terrorism Act,
All right.
to search persons, yeah.
Okay, well, if you think you've attained the level that Section 43 requires, then go for it, because I won't offer you any resistance, but I'll be looking forward to a nice payout from you.
You're obviously quite averse to this scenario. I suspect that you've probably done this elsewhere, haven't you?
Well, I know the type of things that police try to say in these situations. They try to throw Section 44 at you that doesn't exist anymore, so I think that they're not okay with it. If you're anti-terror police, then you know all about it.
I'm not counter-terrorism police officer now.
Okay.
I'm the single point of contact for the Wigan division.
Okay.
So I take an interest in these things, and I act as a go-between our prevent officer.
So let's go back to
DC
Section 43 then, that you're going to search my bag for.
I'm not saying I have gone to it, but I'm considering it.
Right.
For all I know, it could be a plan from GMP to make sure that we're actually stopping and speaking to people outside filming in front of a police station.
Or it could be a plant from ACPO that sent out a reminder to you to say, don't bother photographers, because photography on its own is not suspicious activity.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tone shifted sharply when the officers moved away from casual questioning and introduced the specter of terrorism into the conversation. After repeatedly pushing him to account for his camera and his bag, they raised the possibility of active hostile reconnaissance and began hinting at a Section 43 stop and search. The auditor didn't take the bait. He stayed composed, challenged whether the legal threshold had actually been met, and flipped the dynamic, turning what was meant to be pressure into a moment of scrutiny aimed squarely back at the officers. What stands out is how deliberately the auditor refused to fight on emotional ground. Instead of reacting to the weight of the word terrorism, he redirected the entire exchange onto legal footing. The second he asked them to trace the specific path from general suspicion to reasonable suspicion, something changed in that conversation. The broad, fear-laden language they had been relying on suddenly needed to be backed up with actual facts, and those facts weren't there. That is the moment authorities' bluff runs out of road, when the person standing in front of them actually understands the standard being invoked. Legal knowledge combined with composure isn't just reassuring, it hands you genuine control over how these encounters unfold. When you understand what officers are required to demonstrate before they can act, vague intimidation stops landing the way it's intended to. Learn the threshold, keep your footing, and make them justify every single move they make. So what would you have done at that moment? Opened the bag, or demanded they first establish the Section 43 threshold? Drop your take in the comments below.
Well, we've got to take the whole circumstances of, haven't we, the whole situation. It's not just photography, it's the fact that it's photography in front of the police station. And we've got to make a decision, which we make as a police officer individually, as to why that is happening.
Yeah.
Based on the information that we're provided and the conversations that we have with yourself, we've then got to make a decision based on, are we happy with the explanation that we're being given, and are we satisfied that this is not potentially any form of hostile reconnaissance? And
So
that's
how
what
would
we've
you
got to
separate it from passive reconnaissance then? Because I'm allowed to do reconnaissance here, you know that, don't you?
Well, I mean, the issue that we've got is that we've got to
You know that,
satisfy
you know
we've
I'm
got-
allowed to do reconnaissance here, don't you?
We've got to satisfy ourselves that
Okay.
we don't think this is hostile reconnaissance.
Right, but you know I'm allowed to do reconnaissance here, don't you?
There's nothing. You're in a public place.
Yeah,
There's nothing
nothing's
preventing you from filming.
So
from-
I don't think you're going to be searching my bag. I think
I don't
we're
think
all
so.
going to move on now,
I
aren't
don't
we?
think so, because in my judgment, you're possibly. I mean, we've got the Wigan diggers in town, and I'm happy to leave him here.
But you can totally.
I think he understands.
You can totally
He
understand kind of why we would
because I
talk to you
think-
though, can't
because
we?
I think
You know,
it's a.
No, I can't.
It's
Right,
probably a
okay.
regular occurrence.
Okay. Well, I mean, ultimately, you know, that's why we're speaking to you.
Yeah.
We've got to be concerned about the safety of ourselves. We're not going to stop people who are walking back. It's a public place,
Okay.
And as we've already explained to you, you can film in a public place. There's no issue with that.
Yeah.
We are
What I'm
gonna-
suggesting
we're
is,
going to speak to you
Right.
because you stood in front of the police station filming it. So we're just going to ask you, are you all right? Is there anything we can help you with? And you know, what is the purpose of your visit? Because we've just got to satisfy ourselves that it is nothing that's going to potentially be hostile reconnaissance. Well, as my colleague said, we've spoke to you. We're satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Okay. But surely, common sense, you've got to understand our concern when someone stood filming in front of the police station, given the terrorism risk to the
No.
police at the moment. I or my colleagues can't account for whatever's gone on before. Someone else might have stood it and might have been doing that, okay? Somebody else might have gone past with a camera that we couldn't see. We're not going to know about it, are we? But if somebody's quite blatantly stood there with a camera, which within your rights to do, we're going to speak to somebody who's doing that due to the terrorism threat that we've got at the moment towards police officers and the police. We're going to do it. Whether you agree with it or not, we're going to do it. Okay? If someone's watching us or filming us with a covert camera, we don't know about it, we can't speak to them. But if we get a report to say that there's somebody outside the police station with a covert camera, we will come and look for them, and we will speak to anybody who matches that description like we are doing now.
Any harmful intention?
I think it's time to go and solve some crime, guys.
We were on our way
And
out.
girls.
Yeah,
We were.
We stopped.
Yeah.
I think the only thing we disagree on is the fact that, you know,
It's like a dog with a bone, isn't he?
but you know, we're happy, so we'll leave you be with it.
The officers openly acknowledged that filming in public was entirely lawful, and yet in the same breath, insisted they would continue approaching anyone caught recording the station until they were personally satisfied. The auditor kept returning to a single precise point. Lawful photography cannot be repackaged as hostile reconnaissance, and visibility alone is not a foundation for suspicion. Watch how deliberately the auditor kept pulling the conversation back to defined categories. The officers wanted to operate in a gray area, a comfortable space they could call concern without having to justify it. He wouldn't allow it. Every time they drifted toward vague unease, he brought them back to a straightforward question. Is this lawful or isn't it? That discipline mattered beyond just the legal argument. The moment the officers conceded that public filming was permitted, their authority in that interaction shrank considerably. What remained was conversation, and conversation, unlike a lawful order, can simply be declined. What you're watching is suspicion losing its outer layer and exposing what was always underneath. Not a genuine legal concern, but discomfort with being watched and held accountable. Legal clarity functions like protective equipment in these moments. It absorbs vague accusations without letting them escalate, and it forces the other side to be precise where they would much rather stay broad. Know where the line sits, hold your composure, and make officials clearly separate their personal discomfort from anything resembling lawful grounds for suspicion. Did you catch the turning point the moment they admitted filming was lawful? Would you have walked away at that point or kept pressing just like he did?
Oh, you start. Just have that off him.
You can't.
No, I can't. No, I think it's
really
paranoid.
on high risk. You're actually at a high risk terrorist target.
You're not though, are you? You know, I mean, I'm from Warrington.
Yeah.
You know, that was hit. I've never known a police.
Yeah.
Has this police station ever been hit?
Yeah, you're also at a place where obviously everyone's been involved with the London bombing and where the actual serious inquiries were taking place into the bombing in the Manchester Arena, aren't you?
Yeah,
so
but that wasn't a police station either, was it?
We're coming to it, and also we're coming up to the party conference as well, where we've got to have a raised threat, especially with what's going on at the moment.
Okay, we can disagree.
So for you to just blatantly disregard our concerns is unacceptable.
Well, your concerns don't trump my rights, though, do they?
We're here to talk to you, and we will exercise our rights to make sure that nothing's going on.
But your concerns don't trump my rights, isn't it?
So your
I can
attitude
photograph.
about casually disregarding our concern, I find unacceptable and offensive.
I don't care.
Yeah, well, neither do I.
I don't care what you think.
That's not the point, is it? The issue is that I'm just relaying those concerns to you, and so you're fully.
I know that you have
where
them.
We're coming from.
I know that you have them, but I think you're
My officers
paranoid.
have dealt with it.
I think you're
they're
paranoid.
happy, and I'll go with their judgment, especially by these experienced officers.
I think
well.
it's an irrational feeling that you have.
Well, that's
and
your
I think
opinion.
you may be in the wrong job.
That's your opinion.
You may be in the wrong job if you're just frightened of a guy with a camera.
I've got 20 years of being
well,
in the right
time
job,
to go then.
And an awful lot of people that think I'm in the right job. I don't think.
Go on then, name them.
I don't think two police officers stabbed in, two female police officers stabbed in the back in Belgium.
Oh, listen, we can reel them off. Do you know what's the difference between a police officer getting killed and a cow? Is that you can only milk a cow for about 4 years.
I think we'll leave that one there. Right, we'll leave that one there. We're going away from you now.
See ya.
If you continue with your behaviour, I'll lock you up from the public order.
Really?
Because I find what you're
Well, that'd be a nice test case.
grossly offensive.
Go for it.
Grossly offensive.
Go for it.
I think that absolutely disgusting.
You're milking it.
Absolutely disgusting.
The atmosphere shifted to a completely different level in this moment. The officer moved away from raising security concerns and crossed into declaring that the auditor's refusal to ease those concerns was itself unacceptable, and on the way out, dropped a public order warning into the exchange. The auditor didn't soften, didn't backtrack, and didn't offer the reassurance being demanded. He defended his position plainly and refused to allow concern to be used as a mechanism for control. What's worth studying here is how the auditor stopped engaging with the emotional side of the argument altogether and pulled the entire conversation back to a single question: where is the lawful basis for any of this? That was the right move. The officer was seeking deference to police anxiety, essentially asking for feelings to be treated as authority. The auditor refused that framing entirely and demanded something concrete in its place. The moment the justification shifted from evidence to discomfort, the power in that exchange transferred, because unease, however genuine, carries no legal weight over someone exercising their rights. This is exactly what it looks like when authority attempts to convert fear into control, and collides with someone who has a clear understanding of where the boundary actually sits. When you know that lawful filming carries no obligation to emotionally reassure anyone, that kind of pressure simply loses its grip. Hold the line calmly, stay precise, and require officials to ground every action they take in law rather than feeling. So would you have pushed back when the public order warning was raised or slipped away quietly? What would shape that decision for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe that calm confidence will always outlast intimidation, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us, because there are plenty more real encounters ahead where knowing your rights genuinely changes how things end.